Hey everyone, Christy Jakes here with KJ Diabetes Lifestyle Coaching. I know it's been a while since I've done one of these, so I apologize if you were just waiting for me. But I had a couple of things to get off my chest again today. As you may or may not know, I decided to go back to school while I had all this extra free time on my hands during the craziness of the world right now, finishing up my degree in nutrition. And it's going really well so far. And I knew before I started that I was going to have some issues with what they're teaching. And boy, is that true. This week, the class is all about diabetes. Imagine that. Something I am kind of familiar with. So I was reviewing some of the information from the books and the PowerPoints that the professor has shared. And one of the first things I noticed was when it comes to carbohydrates, they say that a low carbohydrate diet is not recommended for people with diabetes. And I simply don't know how to address that because I cannot address it with my professors. So I have to vent to you guys. It just makes me crazy. But, you know, that is what they're teaching dietitians today, nutritionists, doctors, nurses. And it simply makes zero sense. Now, I want to tell you a little story about something unrelated to diabetes. It's actually related to my calico cat. Believe it or not, she is almost 20 years old. She has lived a lot of lives, and she's had so many diseases. She had heartworms at one point. She had cancer at one point. And the last illness that she had was something called megacolon. I know, funny word, megacolon. And what that was is she was constipated for a long enough period of time that the muscles of her colon stretched out so they no longer worked. Okay, keep that in mind. The muscles in her colon couldn't work anymore. So the veterinarian recommended a high fiber diet. And what does a high fiber diet do? It bulks up in the colon. But my question is, why would you bulk up a colon that doesn't work? Does that make sense? So I had to take her in several times while I was following their guidelines and have some not so pleasant things done to her in order to relieve her pain. Now I've been doing my own thing with her, and she hasn't had an issue in years. So that's one little story I wanted to tell you, but it goes back to diabetes and carbohydrates. People who have diabetes, who have insulin resistance, can't really process or utilize carbohydrates the way they're supposed to be utilized. My body can't handle carbohydrates at all unless I load up on insulin. Type 2, they have to take extra medication. So why would you recommend a higher carbohydrate diet to someone whose body just can't handle it? And I've seen it so many times with clients. Their doctor wants them to eat at least 150, 175 milligrams a day, or grams, excuse me, of carbohydrates per day. And they're insulin resistant. More than likely they're obese, on 3 or 4 different medications for diabetes, plus cholesterol medicine, plus blood pressure medicine. And there is a complete disconnect. I eat about 20 grams of carbs per day, sometimes 0. I go in between following a ketogenic lifestyle and carnivore. It just depends on what I have in the refrigerator, what I feel like cooking, or my mood. But I know how to handle the food. I know what my body can handle, and I make adjustments as needed. But if I had anything close to 150 grams of carbs a day, I would be injecting insulin nonstop. I would gain about 30 pounds. And I would have so much inflammation in the body, it would be ridiculous. Not to mention the fact that I would have hypoglycemia more often than not. Because when you load up the body with carbohydrates and you have to take extra insulin to make up for it, you're going to drop. And I've had those drastic drops because I was eating a lot of carbs and taking a lot of extra insulin. So it just doesn't make sense to me. And it makes me angry, it makes me crazy, and we've got to change it. The more of you who talk to your doctors about this and, just demand more information or teach them something. Ask them those questions. Why are you telling me to eat this when my body can't handle it? Ask them, see what they say. Anyway, I felt the need to vent today, and I just wanted to share. So if you have any questions, please comment below. You can reach out to me, like and subscribe this channel. I promise I will be doing more of these, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Bye.